Welcome back. We're going to start on page 23 with an angle bisector. So we're going to turn to page 23. Today's date is the 5th. Okay, and page number. Today's date is the 5th, but you could be taking these notes as late as the 6th, 7th, 8th, or 9th. Okay, our objective is to construct an angle bisector. Okay. So our first step is to take and make an angle. So grab your handy dandy straight edge. I happen to use the edge of my ID. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to start by making an angle. Okay, I'm going to bisect this angle. And what does bisect mean? Bisect means to cut into two equal parts. My handy dandy compass for this activity. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make an arc centered at B. And it can be any size, just make yourself an arc. And I'm going to call this arc, and give the points of intersection the letters D and E. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to construct the midpoint, or the perpendicular bisector of DE. And connect those 2 points to construct the perpendicular bisector of DE. And what we know is that the angle bisector will be equidistant from both rays. So any point on that angle bisector will be equidistant from both rays, meaning that it'll also be equidistant from the points D and E, which is the definition of a perpendicular bisector. So I'm going to start by making an arc centered at E. Okay. And an arc centered at D. And then I will connect where the 2 arcs intersect. And I will call this F. So DF, ray DF is the angle bisector of angle ABD. So what we know, since this ray cuts this angle into 2 equal parts, we know 3 things. We know that 1, the measure of angle ABF is equal to the measure of angle FBE. So this angle is equal to this angle. We know that twice the measure of angle ABF is equal to the measure of angle ABC, the angle we bisected. And we also know that twice the measure of angle EBF is equal to the measure of angle ABC. Okay. So we kind of have had two main constructions so far that we've kind of adapted for various things. We've had the perpendicular bisector, we've had copy and angle, and we've done some different things with those. So let's make a little chart here about things we can do with each construction. So construction 1 is the perpendicular and with that construction we can do midpoint, perpendicular line through a point, and we can do an angle bisector. So by knowing how to do the perpendicular bisector construction, we can find midpoint, a perpendicular line through a point, and an angle bisector. By knowing how to copy an angle, we can do a parallel line through a point. And we'll be adding to this idea, but basically, if we can do perpendicular bisector, we can do these three other constructions. If we can copy an angle, we can do this other construction. Okay? So far we've really only learned how to do two constructions, but these two constructions have a couple of different applications. Okay, that's it for the weekend. Enjoy your long weekend.